As I kneel in the corner of my silent room, I am aware that God is with me. He's with me as I stroll through the busy streets. Yes, it is true. I am part of Him. The moon, the stars, and the lonely sun, the flowers, the trees, the vast blue seas, the earth, the water, and the living air we breathe. Yes, this is true. All members of God. Infinite life. There's no ending. The Spirit of God flows continually through time, through space, in mind, and in spirit, with no end or limit. The seed, the grain, the plant, and the ripened fruit, the silent rock, the noisy thunder, ponder the creative spirit of our God. Yes, it is true. He's in all things. La 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 la. Through time, through space, in mind and spirit, with no end or limit. Infinite life.
Infinite life. Infinite life. There's no ending. The Spirit of God grows continually through time, through space, in mind and spirit. I answered and said, then drink your fill of understanding, O my soul, and drink wisdom, O my heart. For not of your own will did you come into the world, and against your will you depart. For you have been given only a short time to live. O Lord above us, grant to your servant that we may pray before you, and give us a seed for our heart, and the cultivation of our understanding, so that fruit may be produced, by which every mortal who bears the likeness of a human being may be able to live. For you alone exist, and we are a work of your hands, as you have declared. This reading is from 2nd Esdras, chapter 8. Hail, King of the universe, Papa God, to all are we. It is a time when we should prefer sad to happy. But when it comes to the man we knew as friend, uncle, cousin, teacher, Sweet Mike, Roll the Rover, and many other sobriquets, but to his offspring, Papi, we call on you tonight to send the Holy Spirit to comfort we. Father God, we did not ask to come here. We did nothing to earn this life. And we don't know when we're going. But we're here tonight to pay tribute to a great soul who did not waste the time he had on earth. So we plead with you to dwell with us and comfort us as we remember him. May he smile as these memories we raise, and may his soul, now glorified, rest in peace. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, that performance you saw came from the Youthquake, which is this group is the group founded by Cheryl and Mike Duncan and others. So they have given their all to Cheryl and family on behalf of how Mike trained and supported and encouraged everything that you have seen. But that is a young Youthquake. They have an original Youthquake. They're going to come and give you a little taste of what Mike used to put them through. Put your hands together. You're here to celebrate. Following the performance by the original Youthquake, we have next Leslie Ann and Gave to do a calypso, and then we have a duet on pan,
Mike.
Sidney Griffith and Jovan Daniel. I am saying this to tell them get ready. When time come and I call, find yourself on stage. Okay.
Heads down, hands by your side, guitar strums, cut! Those were the words of Michael Anthony Duncan. You all may know him as an educator, actor, composer, and cultural icon. We are the founding members of Youthquake folk performers. To us, he was a father, a pincher, an ear ringer, and a buffer. Yes, he did like to buff. But these were the disciplinary measures he instilled in us to become one of the greatest cultural groups in Tobago of all times. Youthquake was birthed in 1997 when teachers were on strike, but for the love of the art form, we decided to teach ourselves under the supervision of Michael Duncan. He did it secretly. When you hear Youthquake back in the days, bet your bottom dollar you will quiver, because we were a force to reckon with. Yes, we were a triple threat. They called us that because these young-bodied, talented Fulani and Congo girls could have sing, dance, and act under the stewardship of Sir Michael Duncan. Sir, we love you and we miss you. Tonight, we bring tribute. After 24 years, we reenact with Sir's favorite hits. Long live Sir Duncan.
Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. When them people come from school, them a people make pot on fire. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. When them people come from school, them a people make pot on fire. Keep on me pot, keep on me pot, keep on me pot on fire. Keep on me pot, keep on me pot, keep on me pot on fire. Keep on me pot, keep on me pot, keep on me pot on fire. Keep on me pot, keep on me pot, keep on me pot on fire. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. When them people come from school, them a keep on me balls on fire. As to the one they call him Winston, he had the rudest one.
As to the one they call him Winston.
He had the rudest one.
As to the one they call him Winston.
He had the rudest one. He stole me dog and he killed me cat and he pick up me pot on fire. As to the one they call him Winston, he had the rudest one. As to the one they call him Winston, he had the rudest one. As to the one they call him Winston, he had the rudest one. He stole me dog and he killed me cat and he pick up me pot on fire. Yes, he stole me dog and he killed me cat and he pick up me pot on fire. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. If I had 10,000 bricks, I would have built me fireside higher. When them people come from school, them a keep on me pot on fire. When them people come from school, them a keep on me pot on fire. Fire, fire, fire. Guruka, guruka, guruka manjaro. Amelupe awa wojele. Guruka manjaro. Guruka, guruka, guruka manjaro. Amelupe awa wojele. Guruka manjaro. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. We bring on now Leslie Ann and Gave, and they are going to do a gospel for us. This was Mike's original Youthquake. Thank you very much. And now, Leslie Ann and Gave will take the stage, and they will be followed by the steel pan duet. After that, we'll have a video from Dr. Martin Williams, someone from way overseas, giving us something to cheer about the late Michael Duncan. Gave and Leslie Ann take the stage now, and they are going to do not calypso this evening, but gospel. Our pans are already on stage, so they are set.
1, 2. One, two. 1, 2. Good evening, everyone. We want to say sincerest sympathy to the family. Mrs. Duncan is my daughter's godmother, and she decided to wear a hat to represent Mr. Duncan because he's always in a hat. So we do hope you all enjoy. It's a twist from what we are accustomed doing. DJ, run the track. When you have troubles, don't cry. Oh, no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. When you have heartaches, don't cry. Oh, no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. God is standing by. So don't you worry and don't cry. You hear me? God is standing by. So don't you worry and don't cry. What you want to tell them, Gave? Forget about your problems. Trust in the Lord. Forget about your troubles. He's there for you. He's there for me. He's there for all of us. Yeah, 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 yeah. God is standing by. So don't you worry and don't cry. No need to cry. God is standing by. So don't you worry and don't cry. Forget about your troubles.
trust in the Lord. Forget about your problems.
He's there for you, he's there for me, he's there for all of us. Yeah, 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 yeah. God is standing by.
So don't you worry and don't cry.
What we say,
God is standing
He's standing
by. So don't you worry and don't cry. Don't cry.
don't cry,
Don't cry.
don't cry,
Don't cry.
don't cry,
Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much. And now we have pan duet, 2 students from the Scarborough RC School who were taught to play the pan and the music by Mike and Cheryl. So they are going to come on. Sydney Griffith and Jovan Daniel. Their pans are already on the stage. Will the stage manager please place them where the students will perform as a tribute to their music teacher. Let's welcome the 2 young people, ladies and gentlemen. Take their pans across. They had their pans on stage a long time. And this will be followed by a video from Dr. Martin Williams. And then Christine Arthur will do a tribute coming from the Montgomery Primary School, the alumni group. So, yeah. Yes, I've just been corrected. The 2 students were actually taught by Mr. Sardina, but they, because of Mr. Duncan's involvement in the school with the choir and so on, they wanted to pay their tribute to him for how much they would have learned from him coming in and training their choir. Very nice of the young people to be grateful to those who would have helped them with their development, and thanks to their parents for teaching them this act of gratitude. Thank you, young people. Thanks to your parents and your school. And wonderful playing. Your two pans sounded like a whole steel pan orchestra. Wonderful. Now tell me, you think anybody would find time to make mischief and wrong thing when they could have planned to play? Let the parents put the children in their sport and the games and the music and the dancing and so on, and keep them out of trouble. Now we have the video. And after the video, we have Christine Arthur, and then Mr. Powder with a monologue. And after that, Signal Hill alumni. So let's have the video come on, please.
And I became close to Mike and his wife Cheryl around 1976, when we were members of the Teachers Dramatic Society, a group that was formed by Bernadette Pinky Allen. We have remained friends since that time. When I heard of Mike's passing, I dug deep into the recesses of my mind to recall the wonderful experiences I have had with him. I can only recall someone who was full of humility, kindness, and a very keen sense of humor. It would be remiss of me if I did not mention the many nights we spent outside of Jacob's enjoying a good conversation while imbibing several glasses of rum and coke. I cannot recall seeing Mike angry or overtly disturbed. He was genuinely a remarkable person who was unswervingly committed to preserving, nurturing, and even marketing the culture of our island. Clearly, Mike was a diminutive in size, giant among men. Rest well, my brother. You have left an indelible mark on humanity. I am Dr. Martin.
Somebody call him and tell him we say thanks. All right. We have the Miss from the Montgomery alumni, Christine Arthur, and then we have Mr. Powder, and then Signal Hill alumni. So let's go on, Miss Arthur, someone leaving Montgomery but taught by Mike Duncan, who taught at Montgomery Government Primary.
A pleasant and good evening is extended to the bereaved family, Mrs. Cheryl Duncan, his wife, and all other relatives and friends of Mr. Michael Anthony Duncan, Sir Duncan as I knew him. I am Christine Arthur, and I wish to pay my respects to the memory of Sir Duncan, not only on my behalf, but on behalf of his former students and colleagues of the Montgomery Government Primary School. A few words I would use to describe Mr. Duncan were strict, mischievous, understanding, playful, encouraging, and soulful. We, his past students of the Montgomery Government Primary School, will always remember his Know Your Country segments in the school's morning assembly. This segment helped us to sharpen our skills as pupils. He also taught us many folk songs and encouraged us to learn and play various musical instruments. Sir engaged us in a lot of singing and taught us the appreciation of music. Our favorite folk song in the Know Your Country segment was the traditional folk song, Tim Bam, You Know Mr. John Boulay? This song always got an assembly going, and we were always ready to sing along and do the actions. While this was his very fun and approachable side, here's some insight to his strict side. The infamous Abu Bakr boy, For those who do not know, when you heard this, it meant hands above your head, as you've earned a run yourself a run-in with Trouble T. Trouble T was the name of his strap that we were often disciplined with. Sir was very old school and made no joke when it came to discipline. Though fear gripped the student who was being told Abu Bakr boy, laughter filled the hearts and stomachs of the ones whose turn it was not, those who escaped this time. As mentioned, Sir Duncan exhibited mischievous and playful ways. One day, he confiscated a toy chewing gum from one of his pupils. It appeared as any regular chewing gum, but what it would do when you tried to take one out, it would give you a mild or surprising shock. It was very harmless. Sir Duncan approached us, and just as the people came to him, he said, "Would you like to have a gum today?" We knew just to go along with it, as it was probably just another prank, so we did. And when he saw the results, he would have a really good laugh. It made us very happy to see him let loose and have a good cackle over one of his little pranks. To close, it is with great honor that I say on behalf of both his past students and his colleagues of the Montgomery Government Primary School that Sir did well by us and with us. We will never forget the positive impact and memorable impressions that Sir Duncan made in our lives. We have much gratitude and respect for our beloved teacher and colleague. May we all find comfort at this time in knowing that his battles here on earth are over. Rest in melodic peace, Sir Duncan, Mr. Michael Anthony Duncan. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those technicians giving me a hard time, but if they let me call Mike for them, they go know something tonight. And so we are going, thank you very much, Christine, for remembering.
Good evening. Before I do my performance, I would just like to read a tribute on behalf of Horace Wilson, who wrote Turn of the Tide. And he says, "It's a privilege and pleasure to say a few words about my experiences with the talented actor, musician, and teacher Michael Duncan in this celebration of his extraordinary life. I got to know Mike when he fascinated not only the whole country, but also the rest of the Caribbean with his portrayal of Raul Walker in both television series and the movie Turn of the Tide. He was a true professional. He was always on time, was willing to work long hours, knew his lines to perfection, and brought an uncanny understanding of the nuances of his character in each scene. To his wife, children, other siblings, his many friends, students, and admirers, I pray that God grants you the strength to deal with his passing. Rest in peace, Brother Mike." That's a tribute on behalf of Horace Wilson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Signal Hill Alumni Choir will take the stage. Oh, okay. Eric Radumo? All right, sorry. Pardon me. This is the mischievous part of Mike showing out.
Me just do the little tribute? Yes. You want to chase me. Yes, you know, Me now come up here for do no tribute to Mike and make people sad. Me now come sing no hymn or nothing. Mike was a man who liked to laugh. And he was a man who always used to tell me if he liked something me do, or if he not like what me do. I remember when I used to sing Calypso, he used to tell me, boy, you too laid back for Calypsonian. You should have been in the semi-final in Skinner Park. You see how Crow and Aloes and them, when they may get in, them a protest. Why you a protest? You too laid back, you should have get in. So he always would be behind me. You know, so I selected this one because when I did this, when I wrote this, he came to me and he said, I like how you deal with this quick, and I like how you deal with it, this issue. Now, this is something that happened sometime 1983. It was alleged to have happened in some village in Tobago. I don't know if it was true. But as a writer, it was on the ground and people talking about it, so me being able to write about it. So that's the most we could do. And when I perform it, first I used to write in the Tobago Times, I think it was before Tobago News, and I had a little village letter every week, and I wrote this one, and he really liked it. So I want to perform it here in tribute to him. Makome oi, you remember how last year somebody cooked a donkey and give people for eat a Belgian harvest? And when they find out, all man Jack take porridge, well, that didn't help. When something well registered in your system, no porridge could shift that. Especially such a rare delight. The harvest must be in catching people with their pants down. So they hustle the donkey to save embarrassment. I mean, I sure I do that too if it was you. And Makome? But one thing, me hear the donkey meat been taste real good. They give it proper seasoning and strew it right down to the aisle with enough coconut so you could have passed for any bush meat. It is named stew down, kick up, and dumpling. Fellas lick their 10 fingers and looking for more to lick. They even make donkey heel soup in a cow heel styling. Esther, she give it a special hotel name. You know she uses to work in hotel, so she must play, she know about dishes. She call it soup a la ass heel. That was a real hit among the men. The skin and all create a big impact. Kong sauce is joke. You should have tasted that. Donk sauce, Makome, was the hardest. Well, Makome, you know that thing still affecting people up to today? It making certain people react in different ways. Every night, Dorothy husband telling she, ride me, Dorothy, ride me. You know, Gavin used to snore loud in his sleep. Well, no, he brain instead. And every night, Tootsie husband kicking she off the bed. It's a good thing they didn't cook the head with all the brains and thing. Because I know we would have a lot of, fools walking about the place. Well, so much for last year. This year, I went by Cousin Dora. I said, I stopped right there. Because I said, me are going by nobody else. Because sure Dora wouldn't cook no donkey. As a matter of fact, I helped she season up all the meat. So I was sure. She cooked Spanish rice and fried chicken, crab and dumpling, goat and dumpling, fish broth, and pak roti. I take a little of each. From about 1 o'clock, people start to come by Dora. Half of them she don't even know. And some of them so damn bold-faced, hear them, where the bush meat. When she tell them that old tattoo too expensive, they just stoops and gone. If it was me, my door been closed one time, not another soul. But she said, it's harvest. Me can't put them out. Well, then guess who come? Naughty Dolphus. Same time Kennedy and Joshua reach. Well, you know what them two, there's some meet up with Dolphus. It's close a play for all the liquor. They attack the bottle of whiskey that done in 10 minutes. The bottle of rum, that take 5. Dora bring out food to try to break the alcoholic concentration. While Naughty Dolphus calculating how to attack the crab, Kennedy and Joshua spitting bone on the woman floor. Then a whole ton load of people just appear, start to dance and bawl out and sing and carry on. Dora bring out a pot and tell them, help themselves. If you see rushing, food scatter all over the ground and they break up the woman glass. Dolphus just sneeze and every man exit looking for towel to dry their skin. Well, like they spread the message all over the village because nobody else didn't come by Dora's house. And they didn't want a better fete than that. They drink without discretion until they really start to misbehave. Makome, you know rum does really make big man talk stupidness. Kennedy said he feel he could marry again. Joshua said he find a certain school girl does watch him hard and he feel he going home for she. Dolphus said he feel real nice and come and try to kiss me. Girl, I give him one shove. He capsized in a flower spot with cactus. You hear bawling? Well, they did get traffic jam whole day from Kendall to Glamorgan. You know, and they did get dance to in the school, you know, but you know, nowadays music are for the crazy young people and them. Well, Makume, she have to chase Dolphus them about 8 o'clock when they get real out of hand. You know what Dolphus do? The man just walk over in the corner and pee on the woman TV. Just so, girl could have killed. Dora said she sure that is the end of the TV. Well, me went and turned it on to see if it's still working. It was a black and white TV. Makume, you know since Dolphus piss on it is showing color. Well, I spend the rest of the night there, and we eat up some of the leavings. The rest, I put it in the fridge, and I carry it home. Girl, it lasts me the whole week. Makome, you know the police and the health inspector was moving around people's yard, testing their meat with a meat tester? It's a kind of device. They're pushing in the meat, and a buzzer going like the animal self. When they come by Dora, and they push it in the fried chicken, if you hear it to crow, the policeman so damn stupid, he try to push it to the crab. Dora tell him crab will always be crab. Esther said, when they went by Jeremiah, he tell them he cook mutton. But when they push in the tester, the buzzer back. You know, Esther does lie. All right, Makome, me gone.
Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much, Eric. That was the humorous side of Mike Duncan. And now we are going to bring on stage the Signal Hill Alumni Choir, and the choir will be followed on violin by Miss Carol Warner. Following that, post-primary will be represented by Curtis Devines. All you know, all your order. After the Signal Hill, Miss Warner, then Mr. Devines. So, line up yourself. Let's welcome them, ladies and gentlemen. Signal Hill Alumni Choir.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Signal Hill Alumni Choir, we're going to do 2 short pieces, one a gospel in tribute for Mike as a foundation director of the choir. And the second piece is actually Christmas Coming, which happens to be one of Mike's most successful compositions. It's still a song in demand, even as we talk. It's every year. It's actually, a researcher actually told me, it's probably the most requested Tobago song for a long time, all right? So I think we must give credit, of course. It's a wonderful piece, so we're going to do a piece of that and try to keep it tight tonight. Thank you very much.
We lift our hands to give you the glory. We lift our hands to give you the praise. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. We clap our hands in the sanctuary. We clap our hands to give you the glory. We clap our hands to give you the praise. And we would praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we would praise you for the rest of our days. We sing a song in the sanctuary. We sing a song to give you the glory. We sing a song to give you the praise. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Jesus, we give you the praise. Emmanuel, we lift up your name. Heavenly Father, coming Messiah. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Hallelujah in the sanctuary. Hallelujah, we give you the glory. Hallelujah, we give you the praise. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Jesus, we give you the praise. Emmanuel, we lift up your name. Heavenly Father, coming Messiah. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, Lord, 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 for the rest of our days. Christmas coming, yeah, 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 yeah. Christmas coming. This is the season to have some fun. Christmas coming, yeah, 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 yeah. Christmas coming. This is the season to have some fun. And I'm looking forward to be black. Yeah. And I want it well, so pop it rock. And I'm looking forward to be black. Yeah. And I want it well, so pop it rock. Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-ba. Christmas. Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-ba. Christmas. Christmas time we will celebrate. When the Savior came to relate. Christmas time we will celebrate. When the Savior came to relate. So I'm planning to have a big party. But first we must give thanks to church. We must remember why he visited me. Was to save all mankind on this earth. Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-ba. Christmas. Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-ba. Christmas. Bride preparing. Gingerbread and scent. I'm ready for eating. With the music and the liquor, we can start a fete. Woo! Bride preparing. Gingerbread and scent. I'm ready for eating. With the music and the liquor, we can start a fete.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And coming up next will be Miss Carol Warner on the violin, accompanied by Mr. John Arnold. And Carol will be representing not only herself, but the Music Amateurs Choir. Mr. Lincoln Warner and Mrs. Ruby Warner leading the Music Amateurs. And here is Carol, accompanied by Mr. John Arnold, and the piece is to represent Music Amateurs and Carol. That performance will be followed by Curtis Devines, and after Curtis, Mr. Philip Rochford, former principal of RC and school supervisor, who will be adding his 2 cents worth. Wait, Mike just tap John on the head. Look, he come back. 1 tap on the head and he ring his ears too. Yes, man. Yes, man. Everybody giving off their best for Mike. The best for Mike. The best for Mike. And now, post-primary. Mike was there too. Curtis Devines. And this would be followed by Mr. Rochford and then Mike's own group, the Pleasure Pirates.
Have I shown you what I'm feeling? Good night, everyone. Good night. All protocol observed. Who know Mike wouldn't come here with a script? Mike. Michael Duncan, as we call him, teach. Always a smiling man. Always. Mike was a loving man. He was a father. He was an advisor. He was a teacher to us at the Bonaccord Post-Primary Center from 86 to 90. Michael Duncan, let me just give you a little joke with Michael Duncan back from Montgomery time. Michael Duncan was never a loser. He believed in winning all the time. Don't care what it is. He believed in winning all the time. One day we had a cook at Montgomery School. We decided to cook at lunchtime, all because of him, right? And when lunchtime came, apparently he forget that we had a cook on. So he left and he gone home for his lunch. And he came back just a little bit after 1 because lunchtime is from 12 to 1. So he came back just after 1. That time the cook done that place and gone already. So he came and one of them boys in class says, "So you forgot to cook today?" He said, "Oh, yeah, boy." He said, "What you all do?" We said, "Well, we cook." And the food finished. He said, "Well, let me go and cook again. I will sponsor the cook this time." So he was 12 of us who was involved in the cook at the first time, right? So he said, "Let me go and cook." And the same set of people, "Oh, come, let me go." The rest stay in class and do some reading. But nobody don't want to stay in class. So everybody line up on the corridor at Montgomery School. 20-something of us on the corridor. Say, I saw him went through standard 4 class. For who know Montgomery School, it bell as an I, right? So he went through standard 4 class and gone over to standard 5 and met Mr. Ashley Sobers. That was the standard 5 teacher. And they talked. But I saw him coming back. And then I saw Ashley coming a little while after him. So Ashley, sorry. Coming a little while after him. But I saw something in his hand, in Mr. Sober's hand, like a strap. You know, but apparently the rest of the children didn't see that. So I came up the line and go back in class. So Mr. Duncan said, "Follow me." Everybody follow me. So we gone down behind Montgomery School. For who know Montgomery School, the back, you know, between the toilet and the school, is a little space between there. So Mr. Ashley he came to the back, and Mr. Duncan came from the front, where the girls' toilet are. And he said, "Boys, where is the pot? Who have the spoon?" And I was in standard 6 class at the time, so I stand up on the bench inside the class and looking over at them in the bottom. And Mr. Duncan and Mr. Ashley pull out their strap and start to share blows. Men start to ball, so I was not there. It's the best laugh I ever get with Mr. Duncan in school at that time. Gone to Bonaccord Post-Primary Center now, Mr. Duncan come down there again. That was the losing part coming. Coming from Montgomery, he used to beat us. We play a football game against Ebenezer and lost 1-0. And our training was licks. Yeah, for real. So we go on to Bonaccord Post-Primary Center. The Montgomery guys who came from Montgomery and go to Bonaccord, because it was Montgomery, Bonaccord, and St. Patrick made up the Post-Primary Center. So when we go on that Post-Primary Center, Mr. Duncan come down there, and when we see him, we say, boys, all you know, we can't lose on you at all. So we won primary school championship in Trinidad and Tobago for 3 consecutive years while Mr. Duncan was there. 3 consecutive years, beating everybody. Mr. Duncan is a legend. Mr. Duncan is a real legend. He's not an ordinary man. So on behalf of the Bonaccord Post-Primary Center, on behalf of Montgomery government, myself, my family, we like to wish Mr. Duncan and the daughters and granddaughters, everybody, all the best. Grandsons, son-in-law, Alkins, my partner Alkins. You know, we want to wish all of you God's blessing, God's strength, and stay up. You know, there's a place up there for Mr. Duncan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Curtis. Well said. Well done. You can't forget them times, boy. And now, Mr. Philip Rochford, after which we will have the Pleasure Pirates, Mr. Duncan's group.
Good night, everyone. To teach is to touch a life forever. Michael Anthony Garth Duncan was a phenomenal and inspirational teacher who touched many lives. He was a member of the illustrious group of teachers who graduated from the Mausica Teachers College in 1972. He was a part of the best experiment in teacher education to date, the Mausican experience. So I'm just going to shout out to all the graduates of Mausica Teachers College. A shout out to you. You can feel good about yourselves. I know that there are some Mausicans here. Yeah. One of Mike's college mates, on hearing of his passing, shared these words. Michael and I were college mates. We bunked in the same hostel, along with other distinguished Tobagonians like Arthur Joseph, now Dr. Arthur Joseph, and others. Michael was so well integrated, well loved by his college mates, the most pleasant person you could ever meet. He further stated, Mike was supremely talented, blessed with a sweet voice, which he would use to entertain as a calypsonian, as well as part of the Mausica Teachers College choir. He had a good sense of humor, with a mischievous, boyish smile. We all know that smile, right? I could remember a rendition he did of the Temptations' hit, Just My Imagination. Alan S. Noriega, his college mate, said he was an extremely nice human being, a gentleman, friend, mentor, someone you can trust, an honorable man. He also shared an example of Mike's creative talent and his witty nature. Now, at Mausica Teachers College in that year group, there were some pretty famous people. One Frank Porter was also a part of that Mausican group. And it is alleged that Mr. Porter had a crush on a young lady, right? But the young lady did not feel the same way about him. The young lady's name was Esther. You know what Mike would have done? He took that episode where Mr. Porter was blanked by Esther and created a calypso with the punchline that read like this: Esther, Esther, where do my friend Porter? He can't eat, he can't sleep, he just getting smaller. Oh gosh, Esther, Esther. Mike won the Calypso competition that year with that. Michael Anthony Duncan was appointed Teacher 1 on the 11th of September 1972 at the Montgomery Government Primary School. He moved to the Bonaccord Post-Primary Center in September 1988 and stayed there until September 2000. He spent 12 years there. In October 2000, he moved to the Hope Anglican Primary School until he assumed the position of Principal 1 acting at the Buku Government Primary School. Following his stint at Buku Government Primary, he moved back to Montgomery Government Primary School in September 2004 and was promoted to the post of senior teacher in August 2007. Michael retired on the 6th of March 2011. A distinguished career of 39 years as an inspirational educator who understood the role that a good teacher plays in the life of children. When Brad Henry wrote the following quote, "A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning," he was speaking about Michael Anthony Duncan. Mike was a teacher who knew that it takes a big heart to shape little minds. He understood that every child deserves a champion, a teacher who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. This was the philosophy which fueled him to give the way he gave as a teacher, as well as generally as a person. One of the principals whom Mike worked under wrote as a recommendation, "This officer possesses sound leadership qualities and personality traits which are consistent with being an effective and efficient school administrator." And during the period he spent at Buku Government Primary, those leadership skills rarely came out. A true champion, a true legend. Tobago has lost one of its most distinguished, inspirational, and creative sons. On behalf of the Division of Education, Research, and Technology, and on behalf of my family and I, deepest condolences to the family and friends of Michael Anthony Duncan. May his soul rest in perfect peace. May the angels lead him into paradise. May the martyrs come to welcome him and lead him to the holy city, where the new and eternal Jerusalem exists. May the choirs of angels welcome him, and may he find eternal rest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rochford, speaking from the heart. And so, now I have an urgent message for the drivers of these vehicles. Go by your car. No, no, no. One person blocking somebody who should be in the hospital already. PDL 3941. Sometimes some people don't know their own car number. If you sit down near to a friend and you know that is their car number, choke them and say, hey, for you call them a talk about. PDL 3941. And the next one is PEC 5101. If you make out the number, tell the body next to you, hello. For you call them a talk about, go move on. Somebody must do something to it. Or you must be blocking somebody, or you don't know what it is. Run quick, quick, sharp, and go and check your car. PDL 3941. And the other car is PEC 5101. Having said that, the Pleasure Pirates, Mike's group, is on stage, and they are going to perform for us. After the Pleasure Pirates, we'll have Mr. Garth James. And after Garth, we have Coach Bertil Sinclair. On stage, Pleasure Pirates.
Just before the full Pirates take operation, I want to let you know that in the late 70s and 80s, Mike, John Jacob here, and I sang in a number of wedding ceremonies. And this was one of Mike's favorite tunes. We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises, a kiss for luck, and we're on our way.
We'll smile. So many roads to choose. Start off walking and learn to ride.
And yet we've just begun, just begun, just begun. Sharing horizons, just the two of us. Watching the signs along the way. Turning it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together. And when the evening comes, we'll fly. There's so much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yet we've just begun, just begun. Sharing horizons, just the two of us. Watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together. We've only just begun to live.
all is grown up with Mike like brothers, pitching marble and spinning top. But he mustered enough courage to sing for his brother this evening.
Ahoy there! This mic not dead, eh? It's fully alive.
We've only just begun. Pleasant good evening to everyone. Welcome aboard Pleasure Pirates Incorporated. And the original Pleasure Pirates, a group inspired by Dr. Eastland Mackenzie. Let's get a round of applause for Dr. Eastland Mackenzie.
That's what we're talking about.
And we're doing this one this evening for Admiral Mike Duncan. You see among the captains we have on board here, right? Captains from all over, good? But we all went on a musical expedition at some time or the other with Admiral Mike. On board this evening, and we are going to have a concert in here. We're not just going to be singing by ourselves. You're going to join us. It's so easy. Right? On board. To my left, Captain Mumley, Ian Baines. Next to him, Captain Jimmy Bell, from way back, Time Machine time. And next to him, another Time Machine man, Captain Jerome Keynes the Mass. Only never know about Jerry as that, eh? Way in the back, our original bassman from the Pirates, Captain Winston Gordon.
Sing me a song.
And Captain Roll, Super Carrington.
Rock my soul.
Next to him,
To rock my soul.
Captain John Cheese Jacob.
Sing a
And to my right,
Sing me
don't mix him
a
up with anybody else.
song.
The
Sing
one
a
and only Captain
Sing me a
Gera,
song.
the drummer.
Rock my soul.
And I'm yours truly,
My soul.
Commodore Happy.
To rock my soul.
And if music be the food of love, play on. And we're going to be playing this for
singing, sweet
Captain
harmony.
Mike, Admiral Mike.
I hear
Give
you
me some hands
singing,
and stamp your feet.
sweet harmony. To rock my soul. To rock my soul. To rock my soul. We are the Pleasure Pirates Incorporated. Want to hear some instruments, man? Guitars, money. I hear you singing, sweet harmony. To rock my soul. To rock my soul. To rock my soul. No, 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 no. No more heartaches. No more pain. No more sorrow. No more strain. No more heartaches. No more pain. No more sorrow. No more strain. And if you should leave me, I will surely go insane. If you should leave me, I will never love again. Hey, hey, baby. Hey, hey, girl. We are together in this world. Hey, hey, baby.
If you should leave me, I will surely go and stay. If you should leave me, I will never love again. Hey, baby, hey, girl, we are together in this world. No more heartaches, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more strain.
Give me a G, because if we're singing along and we're going along, we gotta make it and keep it going. Singer man, sing me a song. Let me sing my song now, all right? Give me a G. Yes, they say after death and the burial, you got to come back as an insect or animal. Yes, they say after death and the burial, you got to come back as an insect or animal. Well, if it's so, I don't want to be a donkey, neither a goat, a sheep, or monkey. My brother say he won't come back as a hog, but not me. I want to be a bed bug, oh, because I want to bite them young ladies' partner like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to bite. I wanna bite them young ladies' partners like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to buy. What would you like to be? I asked Mr. Ross. He said he begged the devil, turn him to a horse. Asked another fella they call Lawrence. Say he will come back as a big black wood dance. Get too stupid if you come back as a horse. You have to carry people, load your legs from your boss. And as a wood dance is all what you're going to eat. But as a bed bug, a bite in the human. Oh, my darling, bite them young ladies' partner. I like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to. I wanna bite them young ladies' partner. Like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to buy. Well, it has some young men who want it fast and fresh. They'll be waiting on this bed bug to bite their flesh. I wouldn't bite a man if you kill me dead. Once the female sex lying on the bed, biting a man, that could break my teeth. To a bed bug man's skin harder than concrete. Man could have too much hair and he leg too hard. I'm telling you, biting a man, that is real bad.
I wanna bite them young ladies' partner like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to buy. I wanna bite them young ladies' partner like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to buy. I wanna bite them young ladies' partner like a hot dog or a hamburger. And if you know you're thin, don't be in a fright. It's only big fat woman I'm going to buy. Love to the world.
And that's what
would like to say.
Admiral Mike was all about. Spreading love to music. Yeah.
I would like
Blessed
to
and good
see
night
the
to moms.
day
Condolences to all the relatives.
happiness,
But the spirit lives on and on.
And
every time we play the music, come on, we do it for Mike. I would like to see the day when love will come to stay. One love, one love. Everybody, happiness to see such a unity. One love, one
Plenty, plenty love. Put all your hand on, man.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, now.
We have a family love. Hey, 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 now, now,
Hey, hey, hey,
now.
now.
Plenty, plenty love. Hey, 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 now, now.
Hey, hey, now.
We in this together, love.
Hey, hey, hey.
L-O-V-E is such a unity. L-O-V-E was meant to be the master's key of peacefulness, happiness, and togetherness. And I would like to see the day when love will come to stay. Oh, love, oh, love. It's such a happiness to see, such a unity. One love, one love, one love.
Let's hear it for Pleasure Pirates Incorporated. Yes.
Hey, hey, now, now.
Captain Wingera. Captain
Hey,
John
hey,
Jacob.
now, now.
Captain Roy Carrington.
Motherly love. Hey, 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 now, now, now.
Captain Winston Gordon.
Plenty, plenty love. Hey, 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 now,
Captain
now.
Roy Carrington.
Family love.
Captain
Hey,
Jerome
hey,
Kinsumas.
Plenty, plenty love.
And Captain Jimmy
Hey,
Bell.
hey,
With Captain Mumbly. Ian Baines. It's such a
one love, one love, one love. Sing! One love, one love, one love, one love.
Yours truly, Commodore Happy, say to you.
Yeah, you know now the love man, sweet sugar finger Mike Duncan, the man from Sugar Hill,
That's
suffering
for
from a
sure to
dose
come.
of sugarosis.
Thank you.
Mike Duncan, the mastre.
Thank you. Pleasure
But don't
Pirates,
worry.
ladies and gentlemen. The Pleasure Pirates.
About a thing,
According to the play,
every little thing,
one of my
gonna be
sons
alright.
is missing. One of my sons
Singing,
is
don't
missing.
worry
Thank you.
about a thing.
God
Every
James.
little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, smile with the rising sun.
We get ready for
Three little
God
birds
James.
sit on my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true.
Hang in there, Gilly. Hang in there. Hang in
Saying,
there.
this is my message to you. Don't worry
Yes,
about
ladies and
a thing.
gentlemen.
Every little thing is gonna
Garth
be
James.
alright.
Followed by Coach Sinclair and the KT Squared. Three people who were strongly influenced by Mike Duncan, encouraging them to sing and perform and to give off their best. So now we have Garth James, Coach Sinclair, and KT Squared. If the owner of PEC 5101 didn't move his or her car, go and move it now, because them boys decide they're going to have to impound it or wreck it because it is blocking a vehicle with vital supplies. So please, and now we're going to have Garth James on the keyboard and singing. Yes, another of my sons. One of them is missing this evening. As I said, after Garth, Coach Sinclair, KT Squared. And then I'll tell you about the rest to come.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that should be okay. Good evening. This is one of Mike's favorite songs from one of his favorite artists. For so long, for this night I pray that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day and our rivers in the sky for our love. This is not a coincidence, and far more than a lucky chance. What was is that was always meant is our ribbon in the sky for our love. This is not a coincidence, and far more than a lucky chance. But what is that was always meant is our ribbon in the sky for our love. We can't choose. With God on our side, we'll find strength in each tear we cry. From now on, it will be you and our ribbons in the sky. Ribbons in the sky, our ribbons in the sky for our love. For our love. Cheryl, for you.
Thank you.
That was Garth James doing one of Mike's favorite songs. Thank you very much, Garth. Thank you very much, Garth. And now, Coach Sinclair will do his tribute. And after this, we'll have KT Squared, followed by Len Phillips.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am in a difficult situation at this time because I'm saying that we want to congratulate all the people who went before. They did an excellent job. And I am saying that if it was to kick a ball, I'll be ahead with them. But I have this situation now, I have to find time to say condolences to the family of Mike. Well, I heard some people spoke, and Mike and I taught at Montgomery Government School. And the lady talked about him, and I was saying that most of the times when we won all the trophies and them in Montgomery, he was part of my situation. And we were always together. Well, until he left, and I left to come to Signal Hill, and he went that way. But Mike and I are always in contact. And it's so, you know, like, I feel just sort of, because the last time we spoke, not the last time, but before, they had a celebration last year to award committee members, and he and I got awards. I didn't see him. So recently, I tell you ladies that it's difficult tonight for me. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, he came, and we sat and we talked, and the night was stepping in, so I told him, I said, well, Mike, I gotta get up home before it's too late. My dear ladies and gentlemen, parents, few weeks after that, Mike is in the hospital. So I said, well, I have to go to the clinic, so I'll go to see him, and then eventually. But as we say tonight, after one time is two, and life is a circle. It's so important that we understand that. I want to send condolences to his family and friends. And I would say to them that you have to stand up for what you believe. We had a thing we used to say a long time that you have to do things over and over, and this way. I repeat all the time, Mike was a great man. And I was saying, we say this in the primary school book. The heights by great men reached and kept was not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were turning upward through the night. So that is what gave Mike all that kind of thing. And again, we have to congratulate him and look out what's happening after now. So we have to take that. So my dear people, here, the family of Mike, my condolences. God knows best. Stay strong, and everything will be all right. And the final thing I say, the final thing is that they say in life, and especially in football, there are 3 A's. A number 1 is ability. A number 2 is aggression that we need. But the final A is attitude. Have a pleasant evening, ladies and gentlemen. God bless.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here was Coach paying his tribute to his very good friend, Mike Duncan. And now we have KT Squared. 3 young ladies influenced by Mike. And they said they couldn't let it pass without coming to show how much they appreciated what he did for them on the way to confidence and everything. Go ahead, girls. They would be followed by Len Phillips and a tribute from my Makume in Turn of the Tide, Kenneth Bob. Look, I just crossed it out. I crossed it out, yeah.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings the fire, ignites the candle, and makes it so. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's trying to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. We are a family whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles and light up the sky. Pray to our Father in the name of Jesus. Make us a beacon in darkest times. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, deceived and poor.
you, KT Squared. I could just imagine that is exactly what Mike would have said to you. Take your candle, go light the world. Go with confidence, girls. Thank you. And now we have Mr. Len Phillips, and he will be followed by videos. One from Kenneth Bob and some clips from Turn Up the Tide.
You know, some people used to ask me if Mike was my brother. Of course, Mike is my brother. You don't have to be biological to adopt and accept somebody as your brother and as your sister. And just 2 weeks before he passed, you know, we used to be talking to one another a lot. And Mike called me to see how I was going, because I had just come out from some illness myself. But I didn't come here to talk very much. I know that he loved Stevie Wonder, Bob Marley, so I tried to put something together to celebrate his memory. On behalf of myself and my family, I would like to extend condolences to Cheryl and all the rest of the family and friends and well-wishers and all those persons that were connected to Mike. When the lights are down and the stage is bare, and there's no more magic in the air, there's not a friend in sight to care, your tears no one will share. I'll be a comfort through your pain, I'll be a shelter in the rain. When your side is bad and your bad is worse, and you don't know who to turn to first, when you've done everything you can, no one's there to hold your hand. I'll be a comfort through your pain, I'll be a shelter in the rain. When you looked around and didn't see me anywhere, so when you were down, I lifted you up from there. There isn't a thing you ask of me that I wouldn't do. Just put your trust in me. Your love will see you through. When the final candles figured out, why me is all we can think about. When all your joy has disappeared, your future isn't clear, I'll be a comfort through your pain, I'll be a shelter in the rain. When all the odds say there's no chance, I'll be a comfort through your pain, I'll be a shelter in the rain. Be a shelter in the rain. be a shelter in the rain. All right, a little piece of this. Bidi 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 bidi. Bidi bidi bidi. Sing with me, huh? Come on, I want to hear this side. Nice. All right, we're coming in. Let's go. Bring back the old time days. Bring back them old time ways. But I know everything must change, but I still love the old time days. Used to be everyone wanted to live nice, just to feel right, didn't need no paradise. Now look around, what do you see? Smoke and death in the city. And what was pretty, crying out for sympathy. And let me go, let me sing, let me sing. Bring back them old time days. Bring back them old time ways. I know everything must change, but I still love them old time days. Used to be everyone cared for each other, lived like sisters and brothers, respected one another. In days gone by, we used to share, together we made do. And if you have a susu, what was yours was mine too. But we know that, I know them days done past and gone. But I know that life must carry on. But listen, if I had to make a decision, I'm going back so that I could talk with Mike, bring back them old talk. Yeah. Bring back them old time ways. Ooh, I know everything must change, but I still love the old time days. And may his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Gentlemen, that was Mr. Len doing his part. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back and view the screens. We have 2 videos coming up. One from my Makume in Turn of the Tide, Kenneth Abob, and the next, just some clips from Turn of the Tide. Before that, I want to acknowledge a few people. First, I know that Mike's family, the children and so on are here. But this evening, I want to specially acknowledge his mom, Edwina Duncan Richins. She's sitting in the front. She came all the way from Farin, according to the people, to make sure that she's represented here this evening at her first son's tribute celebration. Edwina, lovely. I want to acknowledge you. We appreciate you. We love you. Just as we love Mike, we love you. I also want to acknowledge some fans of Mike. They are here this evening. I ain't asked no permission to call their name. If they know they didn't want their name called, stay home. I want to acknowledge former Chief Secretary, teacher, educator, everything else, Kelvin Charles. I want to acknowledge former teacher, principal, secretary in the THA, Marcelin Melville Jack. And I want to acknowledge also one of Mike's fans from school days to what days to wherever days. Member of Parliament for Tobago, let me get my direction right. East, west, Shamfa Kojo. If there is anyone else with any kind of credentials where you think I should call your name special, come and tell me. I'm going to call your name. So, as already saw, Mbawu Moheni, and he's here with us, former senator. I want to acknowledge Mbawu Moheni. And now the videos. The first one is from Kenetta Bob, and those of you who knew Turn of the Tide will know that Kenetta was my makome. And she always stood up in the play for Mike. When me at chastise and quarrel and so on, Kenetta is there standing up for Mike in the play. And then we're going to have little clippings of Mike in Turn of the Tide. So take a little break and watch. All you put on the thing properly that people could see and hear well.
I guess it's mixed.
The man with
Mike
the drinks.
and I have been friends for I don't even remember how long. The years when drama people started and we worked together. We worked together at all levels. 12 and under, teen talent, Bermuda children, and stuff like that. But I liked him best on stage. You see, I have a brain that forgets lines here and there while I'm on stage. And I can never forget Mike the night we were doing Belfanto at Bishop's High School. And we were supposed to be terrible people when we were young. So the child I had called Belle was supposed to be his niece, but it was her father. So I started talking and so on, and I ran my lines, and I forgot to tell the public when he was at my place. And when I got to the place, and I stopped, I didn't tell them the time, and Mike watched me. And in every nice way, he said, "And where I used to come from now?" And I said, "From August to December." Mike has gone home in August. We'll all meet again, I guess. Another thing I like, Mike gave me jokes all the time. The last joke he left with me was about a 5-year-old grandchild that he has. The child would have broken something in the house and expected to get a little lasher too. And she ran out the house and screamed, "Where is my God? Where is my God?" No, I find that so heavy. I like the child. I might meet her one day. She knows there's a God. Let's save her. Rest in peace, my boy. Rest in peace.
If anything happened to she, it will be your fault.
Nothing happened to she. She's a sensible girl.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Tea ready yet?
You will have morning in your mouth.
Morning, ma. Tea ready yet?
Oh, look me cross is this Sunday morning. I working with you or what? If you want tea, why you not go buy Louise Cummings? Where you going?
By Louise, for tea.
Look here, boy. Sit your dry behind down. I tell you don't eat in people's house.
I was just joking, ma.
You was damn serious. You can't talk to your grandchild about the kind of girl he just put himself with. I tell him when he see ram goat going with the heart rope, let them go.
Dirty water does cool at hand. When a man is young and the blood hot, he just push his head anyway.
If that is all the advice you could give, you better hush your mouth.
You know what I just wish sometimes? That I was a bird. And I could get up and fly away. Go anywhere I want. Anytime I want.
I could see it now, the two of we flying in the sky, over the clouds and over the world.
And living in a nest in a tree? What kind of bird you would have want to be?
A cockatoo. I would have make them people garden hop.
And them farmers would have shoot you or poison you?
Then I would have be out of all these worries.
The time has come that we've been dreaming of. When at the altar we'll say our vows of love. Oh, what a happy time. Gone are the doubts and fears, and with these promises we'll add this one, my dear. Each for the other, and all for the Lord. Oh, darling, sweetheart, let the angels rejoice. Let the angels rejoice. Vows sweetly spoken, may they never be broken. Each for the other, and both for the Lord.
If anything happens.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy to look at it and come back to doing what I'm doing now. It's difficult to sit down and watch and look back at everything and try to keep composed and everything else. Let me continue with the acknowledgments. One of Mike's closest friends was Aaron Reed, and I understand he is here too. So Aaron, wherever you are, thanks for being here. And let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Youthquake, Mike and Cheryl's group, they have a speech band. So they are going to perform for us. And then we have another video. After the speech band, we'll have one of our students from Scarborough Secondary coming under Cheryl, and influenced by her music and her training and winning pan competition, Master Keyshawn Julian, and he's going to be on the pan. This will be followed by Friends of Signal Hill, USA, those who are in the States sending their video. So let's go, Youthquake Speech Band, Keyshawn Julian, and the foreign group, Friends of Signal Hill, USA. So we have our speech band from Youthquake, Mike and Cheryl's choir and band. Okay, technical people. They go.
Stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, ha, hi. Good evening to one and all. Youthquake is here at your beck and call. Watch all in a thin, fat, young and old, short and tall. Come out to pay tribute to a true cultural icon. He was an educator, actor, composer, singer, yes, a great musician. Together, we're going to make this homegoing celebration a big success. The tributes them me tell you go be best. But all the dancers, instrumentalists, singers, talkers, don't feel you're coming up here to do as you like. Tonight is about the king, and people want to hear you. So, focus on the mic. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, ha, hi. Oh, how me heart a hot me. For another star gone on to glory, Mr. Michael Duncan, or as we look at children call him, Uncle Mike. Thank you for showing the world your big bright light. From calypso to folk song and guitar too, there was nothing that you could not do. So, for everything that you've done for us, we thank you sincerely. Uncle Mike Duncan, we will all miss you dearly. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, ha, hi. They say this man Mike was a real institution. They say they never meet nobody else with such constitution. They say in the Walla culture, he was a real vulture. Music, dance, and drama he uses to display with pleasure. From the days of Coquerico, right up to the days with them pirates, he teach, he guide, he display, and search for talent, for so was 12 and under, teen talent, and the Bermuda's children's hour. Plenty people feel he might and he power. That man make plenty young people shake and move their body like they're feeling an earthquake. So, let me applaud the man for God in heaven's sake. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, ha, hi. He teach people picnic and make learning so much fun. That charismatic educator, Michael Anthony King Duncan. Drama people, tell stars, Coquerico, pleasure pirates, and alumni. Yes, he and Cheryl make the place shake with world-renowned Youthquake. He spread his wings in the arts, well known far and wide. And I'm sure you could remember Ralph Walker in Turn of the Tide. Jog your bomb, Mr. Fiddler. the tide. That boy could have act. Ask Dr. Mack. She could write a book on Mike from he playing guitar while riding his bike. In them days, when it didn't have so much traffic, Michael Duncan was always making music. Bishop's High School, Musica, Telstar's, Treasure Pirates, Youthquake. The amount of music Sweet Mike make. Soca, folk, calypso. Tap your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, hi, music maestro Mike. North Richardson on Bonafide. Tiny Walker's son on Turn of the Tide. That boy could have act. Ask Dr. Mack. She could write a book on Mike from he playing guitar while riding his bike. In them days, when it didn't have so much traffic, Michael Duncan was always making music. Bishop's High School, Musica, St. Patrick Anglican Youth Movement, Telstar's, Youthquake, high notes too. The amount of music Sweet Mike make. Pop, calypso, soca, folk. Music maestro Mike didn't make joke. Now he gone to make music in the heavenly realm, to train the choirs of angels. I wonder if he go pinch any of them. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, Mr. Fiddler, oh, hi. We celebrating an icon, a true Tobago legend. After all the tribute and performance, this show will come to an end. But when you left here, your belly might murmur and feel for chocolatey and fried bake. Now worry, go down Bishop's High School, Tinetty, I keep big wake. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Thank you, Youthquake, our speech band, all aspects of the culture. And so we have our stage, our Keyshawn Julian, coming through Cheryl and Mike. And then we'll have the Friends of Signal Hill in the USA, their video. And I will ask former Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles to bring his tribute, his greetings. We are coming down to the end. Go ahead, Keyshawn, when you're ready, boy. That is our Keyshawn Julian. Starting that music thing from Scarborough Secondary with Cheryl up to our boys, and then winning this one thing what they call a funny name last year before wherever year it was. He win 'em. And then now, but you know what is the nice thing? He does play when we ask him to play in the church. So he praising God with the music. Thank you, Keyshawn. And now, we go on to the Friends of Signal Hill, a video presentation. This will be followed. Former Chief Secretary, Kelvin Charles, and then ABCPO and them tell Stars Boy going to pay some tribute. We're going down to the grippity, down to the grave, we
members
going.
and now friends of the Signal Hill Alumni Choir. I like to express a profound our sadness, our deepest sadness at the passing of Michael Duncan, who plays an integral part to the development of music in Tobago and by extension us here being the United States of America. Mike actually built a good or laid a good foundation so that we can actually blossom and bloom. I'm sure my colleagues who are in this conversation will believe me and will perhaps support me when I say that Michael Duncan gave his best. And by giving his best, we became strong towers. We were planted wherever we are now. We are actually providing or bringing forth good fruit. So Angela, what do you think? What do you have to say to Michael as his passing?
Sam, I have so much to say, I don't know where to start, but I concur with whatever you're saying and with everything that you're saying. In fact, Mike was not only in music, but he was in drama. And the legacy that he has left us, I think it really, as you said, planted seeds in us so that we could be the individuals we are today. Because one of the things that people, I don't think they realize that Mike really had a vested interest in young people. And he nurtured them emotionally, psychologically, mentored them all along the way. And I mean, my condolences and the group's condolences goes out to Cheryl, Aisha, Tekla, Steveland, and Ajayi, and the entire family, because we're sorry that we can't be there to share this moment with you all, but we want you all to know that you are in our thoughts and you're in our prayers. And whatever we're doing right now is just a contribution to you and the family. May his soul rest in peace.
For me, I don't even know how I ended up in alumni. I started in Scarborough Methodist with Cheryl, and Mike used to come over there as a young child. So I feel like I've known him all my life, and I loved his music and his arrangements and the fun that he brings to what we were doing. And when I was invited to join alumni, I was surprised because I went to St. Joseph Convent, you know, so he had that inclusive thing that he used to do once he knew what your capabilities were. And I really love that about him. That's my piece.
I would remember in being a part of the St. Patrick's Anglican Youth Movement, which Mike was also the head of. And due to my involvement in SPAM, and after moving to Signal Hill from Scarborough Sec, I asked Mike to come up along with Cheryl to help us to form a group, because when we went to Signal Hill, we didn't have anything up there. So that's how we started the group up at Signal Hill.
So on behalf of Andy and his family, we also send our condolences to Cheryl and all those folks who have been touched by Michahel's passing.
He will be missed. I'm troubled right now.
I'm troubled.
Hey,
Remember that one? Troubled. Come on, Astrid, sing the song. In Jesus, don't help me. Surely will die. Wow, awesomeness.
On behalf of
Well, it's a good thing Mike dead in truth. If he hear I also sing there. We don't know what he would have do. He'd have come out of his cough now and he tell you some licks on your tail. Yes. Yes, before the Chief Secretary goes, I want to make two announcements. TCL 3009. Move your car, you're blocking somebody. The second thing, my ears never pierce, but somebody bring an earring that drop off at one side of somebody ears. Feel your ears, and if one side of your earring not there, come. But come with the one side where you get on. So me go watch that side and see if it match with the one where me get on my table here, where somebody find. And now I want to ask the Chief Secretary, former, yes, to go on stage and pay his tribute. Let's welcome Mr. Kelvin Charles, ladies and gentlemen, a very good friend of Mike Duncan.
A pleasant evening to everyone. It is indeed a signal honor to stand here and to pay tribute to Mike. It will be a short tribute, but I just wish to add that this is the second time that I've had the pleasure of doing something like this, in the sense that as Chief Secretary in 2018, the THA honored Mike for his sterling contribution to the development of culture. So we did it when he was alive, and we're doing it now that he has sadly passed. Now, it's not the size of the man, but the extent of the legacy he left in this nation. That is the chorus. And for those of you who would like the opportunity to at least say something as we honor Mike, you can repeat it. I shall lead you. I'll say it one more time. It's not the size of the man, but the extent of the legacy he left in this nation. Small in stature, but that did not matter. Extraordinary musician, actor, father, and teacher. His life was a bit short, but his contribution was so much because of the number of lives he did touch. So it's not the size of the man, but the extent of the legacy he left in this nation. No wonder everybody called him Mike, and it had nothing to do with the fact that he used to ride a bike. But the stage was his playground. To me, he was a star with a microphone in his hand and also his guitar. That's why I say it's not the size of the man, but the extent of his legacy he left in this nation. We all will miss how we used to meet and greet. As he approached you, you used to see teeth. A small smile loaded with love and charm, and a warm and firm handshake that sent ripples up your arm. Yeah, go ahead, just play it soft. So it's not the size of the man, but the extent of his legacy he left in this nation. For me, Michael will never be dead. His contribution to education and the arts will always be in my head. Turn of the Tide, Scarborough Sec, Youthquake, and Pleasure Pirates, no grave in the world can ever erase, because it's not the size of the man, but the extent of his legacy he left in this nation. So yes, it's okay if tears flow down your cheek. Nobody could fault you if you bawl out or weep. It's your turn now to make your meaningful contribution for the good of your community, society, and nation. Because it's not the size of the man, but the extent of his legacy he left in this nation. I thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I never knew you had poetic ability, Mr. Kelvin, but your poetic spoken word ability has shown up this evening. Thank you very much. Good tribute to your friend, Mike. And now we have Ebisipio, Dr. Ebisipio, Tobago boy from Camby, dentist in Trinidad, and who was in my Sunday school with Mike. So he's going to go on stage and pay his tribute to his Sunday school friend and church friend.
Good evening, everybody. I am Ebby. Mike, sweet Mike from Sugar Hill, was my friend. Seriously. I remember when Flora happened, Mike and I rode home from school during the first part of the storm. We stopped at Aukenskio, and you could see the waves rolling across the road. And Mike said, Ebby, we dead today. But we made it through. When I left Tobago, Telstars had just gone through one of its permutations. There were some before us, but I think that the one with Mike and I, Karl Heinz, and they were the best permutation. Those are the Telstars that everybody remembered. Michael said to me when I was going to San Francisco, he said, Ebbs, when you see San Francisco fall into the Pacific Ocean, how are you going to find you? You know? But Mike has done so many things. Music, love, laughter. He was an inspiration, seriously. We had a group coming from Sunday school, and our brigade at Miss Louisa used to say, boys, well, you're going to get all yourself in trouble, because we would be serving, but we had a parang group, a real parang group. We visited everybody's houses, we ate, and that is when we said, you know, we are going to join the Telstars and we're going to change them. We did. Telstars under Mike, almost 4 months ago, 5 months ago, he said, you know, time to have a reunion, yes? And we did. We had a reunion, and Mike, as usual, ran things. We had a really good time. Some of the music playing in the background was what we did quite recently. But Cheryl, family, everybody, Mike might not be here with us physically, but as you would have heard from everybody, he will always be here. He will always be here. Thank you.
There on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, you see the Telstars group, Mike, Ebby, Carl, and Binleby. They were there. So thank you very much, Ebby. So San Francisco, they dropped down in the ocean, and if he nearly don't find you? Oh, it's all right. Okay, so we continue, we're going pretty fast, nearly finished. The police choir now, followed by Giselle Washington Frank, and a video tribute from one of his partners, his brothers, Andel Dillon. So here we go, the police choir. Tell me what Mike do with police people. In the play, we had police running him down. but he come in real life and they by police choir. Let's welcome them, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Remember the earring. Check your ears and come and get it. A nice pair of gold earrings. Yes.
Hello. Mr. Duncan, Sergeant Beardy here. I'm calling to ask you for your assistance in preparing the Tobago Police Choir for the annual Christmas concert in December. Yes, we really need your help. We normally have practice on Mondays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. at the Scarborough Station Conference Room. Thank you so much. If you could wear short pants, you and easy now. Yes, Mr. Duncan, you could wear your short pants.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, and we know we will. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, we know we will. We will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there, heaven knows how we will get there, we know we will. We are going, heaven knows how we are going, we know we will.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a real imitation of the late Mike Duncan. The hat, the guitar, the short pants, and sitting and listening. Not much. Always with his guitar. Even the police he influenced. Thank you again, Mike. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the video from Handel Dillon, one of his brothers, you could say. Always together.
Our brother,
Mike,
Sweet Mike,
Roll Carrington, Aaron Reed,
unquestionably
Handel
king
Dillon. Oh, they had
in his own right.
Ebby.
Let
and the
us
boys.
simultaneously celebrate the life of a man of miscellaneous dimensions. The story of his life is vividly captured in music, song, drama, and film, thereby keeping alive our cultural tradition. A consummate musical composer, arranger, director, and conductor, even educational practitioner. Indeed, a real master. Distinguished by his signature infectious laughter. A musical and cultural icon, a man of ebullience, flair, and passion. As an accomplished trailblazer, we collectively applaud your selfless service rendered in the artistic arena. As I commiserate with his loved ones, family, and friends by extending sincere condolences, I strongly advocate without hesitation or reservation his timely induction in the Tobago Musical and Cultural Hall of Fame as a matter of course. Let us honor his pride of place in history as a creative luminary. It's imperative and logical to conclude that his strong story must be told for posterity, as we likewise preserve his indelible legacy. Now we must procure the baton and continue the journey. Regrettably, the master has gone over yonder. Thank you, good and faithful servant. Your work here is done. We salute you with heartfelt gratitude for the momentous memories and magical melodies. Enough respect to our departed comrade, who through it all did it his way, like a boss, of course. as we mourned.
That was Handel Dillon, one of Mike's brothers, as we say. And for those of you who know Handel, Handel is famous for writing these wedding speeches from Father Giver and so on. And we see a touch of his composition here in paying tribute to his brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end. We have the Youthquake Choir, Mike's and Cheryl's group. They are going to come on now. Then we have Ricardo Seals on the saxophone with Lyndon Rowley. We'll have the vote of thanks, and then we'll have Oscar Benjamin to close the evening off. I want to remind you, when Youthquake is taking the stage, while they take the stage or wherever, however, on Saturday, it's the ancestral walk for the St. Patrick's Anglican Church. They walk from Mount Irvin. At 6 o'clock they start, and they end up at the St. Patrick's Anglican Church. And you know it's a day of activities, so you are invited. It's free. Just go down. Chocolate tea, kokolika tea, all kind of tea they have. So you can go down there on Saturday morning, please God, and be part of the ancestral walk. Things on sale, dough oven bread, all sorts of things. I'm talking while Youthquake is getting ready to take the stage. And then we'll have Ricardo Seals and Lyndon Rowley. We'll have Camille Richins doing the vote of thanks. And then we'll have Oscar B. I want on your behalf to recognize at this point Cheryl and all the children and grandchildren, Mike's brothers and sisters, relatives, in-laws, everybody. I want to say to all of you, thanks for the tremendous support. I talking to keep pace, so don't worry with me when you're ready to go on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Youthquake Choir, Cheryl and Mike's choir, they started, and this is the last choir that will be on stage this evening. After that, Ricardo Seals, Lyndon Rowley, the vote of thanks, and then Oscar B. After that, wake time at Bishop's High School. Yes, all of them there, Youthquake, the choir. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. The funeral is at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the St. Patrick's Anglican Church. So you know that because we do the set of tributes tonight, it ain't no set of thing tomorrow. It's a solemn, quiet ceremony. So be prepared for that. The solemnity of the church. Thank you.
Drinking tonic for days and days, and up to now, the dead can't raise. Leave him, leave him. He hurried to start and quick to done, and only have one bullet in his gun. Leave him, leave him. He ain't no kind of man at all. He ain't no kind of man at all. Oh, God, no wasting your time.
Enjoy yourself with me.
You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Don't bother about me. I'm a Mr. Already. He's an oyster vendor. That is my husband. I am Mrs. Alexander.
Have you ever studied how them young girls get married? They just think of all kind of things. When they want a ring, they just sit down and try how to trap a man. Last week I see her giving Shiman Alexander a recipe. She worshiped in a pan of water. When she put in she found a pan of water. She sweet it with money and a chocolate of it. And in my days time, this is Alexander. And in my days time, this is Alexander. And in my days time, this is Alexander. Melda, oh, you're making wedding plans. Carrying the name to Ogaman. Oh, you're true. You can't get through. You still ain't got married to you. Melda, oh, you're making wedding plans. Carrying the name to Ogaman. Oh, you're true. You can't get through. You still ain't got married to you. Ay, 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 she tell it. Ay, 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 she tell it. Walk a mile and a half, ay, she tell it. Walk a mile and a half, ay, she tell it. Ay, 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 she tell it. Ay, 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 she tell it. Walk a mile and a half, ay, she tell it. Walk a mile and a half, ay, she tell it.
That is the Youthquake, ladies and gentlemen. The group born by by Cheryl and Mike. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful. Yes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the spirit of Mike is quite alive. Alive. He walk a mile and a half and the telele. And they had all the accompaniment. They had the violin, they had the, oh, you name it. Guitar, quattro, shak, shak, dum, dum, tum, tum, all kind of thing they had there on the stage. Drums and everything. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Seals and Lyndon Rowley. Let's welcome them on stage. Saxophone. We have a touch of everything. A touch of everything. Some people have begun to leave to go to the wake at Bishop's, but you remain here to the end of this celebration of the life of Mike Duncan. Nobody no claim the earring yet, you know. I can't even carry it home because my ears no bore. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Seals, Mr. Lyndon Rowley, and our own Len Phillips on keyboard. And as I told you, ladies and gentlemen, we will ask Miss Camille Richins, on behalf of the family relatives of Mike Duncan, to say thanks. And after that, we ask Oscar B., one of Mike's very good friends, to bring the curtain down.
Good evening, everyone. What an evening. What an evening so far. On behalf of the family of Michael, Anthony, Gart, Duncan, my eldest brother, we want to say thank you, thank you. Thank you to Dr. Mackenzie and the team that put the great show together in less than 2 weeks. The team members are John Arnold, Zelma Cowie, Jackie Dillon, Eric Powder, Len Phillips, and Valerie Robley. Thank you for really doing this in under 2 weeks. Others who have contributed their time, talent, and treasure, we thank you. I'd like to highlight some: the Division of Community Development, Youth Development, and Sport of the THA, the principal and staff of Signal Hill Secondary School, Kyron Reed and New Lens Studio, Lyndon Rowley Music, Ryan Johnson Sound, Jerry Ali for the plants, Rhea Parrier for the stage decor, Angela Muddy Cooper, Janet Laggi, Lystra Duke Brady for the slideshow from the USA, Dave Elliott for editing, Sadisha Fox, graphic artist, Jomo Daniel, Kevin Doyle, and for all the performers this afternoon, this evening, for being able to come together like this. We really appreciate our celebration of Mike Duncan. It shows us the impact. It shows us the impact Mike has had on a lot of people. I know the impact he has had on me, but I'm surprised to see the impact on the lives he has touched over the years. Thank you, and may Mike rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Camille. We appreciate it, and we thank you. And as I said, it's Oscar B. to bring the curtain down. And let me remind you, after this, the wake at Bishop's, authentic, traditional wake, those of you. And tomorrow, it's the funeral at 2 o'clock at St. Patrick's Anglican Church. The interment will take place right at the churchyard cemetery. And I remind you also of the ancestral walk, St. Patrick's Anglican Church. They begin the walk at 6 o'clock at Montervin Bay, and it's a reenactment of how the slaves brought the bricks from the ballast of the, used as ballast for the ships, over to the church to build the church. And it's a reenactment. But those of you who can't make the walk, you can go to the celebration at the church starting from 9 o'clock. And you don't even have to leave there. You could spend the whole day, everything right there. Tea, lunch, breakfast, dinner, all kind of tea, cocoa tea, chocolate tea, coffee tea, green tea, tea, lime bud tea, Greater Wood tea, soursop bush tea, all the tea them, you know. Where Oscar B? Oh, you did it go on? No, wait for me, you go on.
Yes, Tiny. Yes, Tiny. Put your hands together for Tiny. Somebody say Tiny. Put your hands together for Tiny. All those who grew up with Tiny, say yeah. All those who grew up with Tiny and Roll. You know who Roll is? Who is Roll? Thank you very much. So you had the original Roll Carrington, and then you had Roll in the movie. Put your hands together for Tiny. Yes, man. Somebody say yeah. I had to make it for this because tomorrow I wouldn't be here. But Mike Duncan has been so instrumental in my life and my career. And of course, put your hands together with Cheryl Duncan. Because it goes back to the days, I remember the days I was a young boy, I was slim. Slimmer, thank you very much for telling me. Slimmer, and I used to be in the front line. Scarborough Methodist School, and the front line. But I graduated to Signal Senior Comprehensive, Signal Alumni Choir. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for. Swing low, sweet, coming for. If I had the wings of a dove, sing. What you gonna do? And be at rest. Somebody say yeah. DJ. Na 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 yeah yeah yeah. Na 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 na. Listen. A word from the wise. Don't try to make life on your own. Remember the judges by your side. For I was a soul who was lost, and my life was in dismay. For among the evil forces in which I play, guns and ammunition were my chosen way of life. With God-fearing people I chose to strive. For all of the lives that are taken, they can never be replaced. But still Jaja chose to remember my face. Though I never lived like he wanted, I was mindful of what he taught me. And so I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knees. Cause Father, you rescued me, and I've got the scars to show. I barely made it a long life road. Cause when my life got dark, he was the only spark. He was the light at the end of the road. When I was a young boy, growing up in Signal Hill, we ate from the same pot. Somebody say yeah. From corner to corner and corner, from Rockers to Jungle to Tire, Christ into Jenison River, all around. And then the football ground became a battlefield, and my life seemed so serene. People were falling around, but Jah helped me to stand my ground. Only Jah could have helped me to stand my ground. Though I never lived like he wanted, I was. If the children want to come, bring the children up. Somebody say yeah for the children. Take it down. Who are these little kids coming up with Oscar B? Grandkids? Where's the mommy? You know, Mike had a daughter. I always used to. Every time Oscar, where's Tekla? Where's Tekla? Call Tekla. Nice, Tekla, children. What the hell? Tekla, come. Tekla, come. Tekla, come. I'm not singing if you don't come. Come.
Oscar B, don't make no mischief there.
Tekla.
Tekla husband hit you
Stay
to
there, don't
kick
move.
off that stage here tonight. Behave yourself and sing this song.
Hold on. Give me a hand. Come. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just talking to her mommy. You know what she did? She sent her children on stage. You know why? When I used to sing with Mike, she was all on her scabby. Tekla, come here. Tekla, come here. Tekla used to be, when I singing up in Color Hall, rehearsing in Color Hall opposite the football field. You remember them days? She daily. So I asked Cheryl a while ago. I said, Cheryl, you know how long I ain't see, what's her name again? She said, Oscar Tekla. I said, yes. Where's she? Take off the mask and give me a hug. Come here, give me a hug. You know you love Oscar B from ever since. Hey, children, give me the last tune, DJ. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go. All right. I'm doing this one for Mr. Mike Duncan. Mike, you're going children with me. Hey, come on. Hey. It is fine sunshine most of the time. And the feeling is laid back. Palm tree going solo, don't you know? Ooh, I keep on working my way back. But I'm too big a young boy who born and raised. But nowadays I've lost between two shores. You know why? Trinidad is fine, but it ain't home. Tobago is home, but it ain't mine no more. Sing! Ooh, I am a sad to no one there. Let's go. And no one who and all not. Let's go, Tekla. I am a glad. I am sad. Hey. And I am lost, and I can't even say why. I see somebody dancing. I'm living alone still. Ever read about a frog that dream of being a king? Then he all became one. Except for the name, if you were to change, talk about me. Ooh, the story, the same one. But I've got this emptiness so deep inside, and it won't let me go. Oh no. You know why? You see, I'm a man who don't lie to swear, but I can't take the sound of being alone. Somebody sing for me. I am myself to no one there, and no one who had all, not even the chair. All the grandkids, I am a girl. My Duncan, love you. I am said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I'm living alone still. I am said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Somebody say yeah. I am, I said, to no one there. Alright. And I am lost in that cave. Take it on, DJ. I'm living alone. Somebody say yeah. Somebody say yeah. And before I leave, we need to honor our Tobagonians and give them the just due before they pass. Don't do it when they pass. We need to honor our Tobagonians and give our Tobagonians the just due. Do you agree with me? Somebody say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. DJ, all of we is one family. Mike Duncan! Mike Duncan! Always smiling. Everybody get up, get up, get up, get up! Hey! Hello, tell me. As I go on, go past people just so when you're on the go, tell them howdy. Don't play public. I say, what's the reason, hello? Is then he'll tell me, Tobago, all our ways. Sing for me, all our ways. Mike Duncan, all our ways. Put your hands in the air for Mike Duncan. All our ways, one family. We go rock so, we got dip so, we got jam so. Then we come together. We go wine so, we go jam so. Then we come together. Hey! When we petting. Or we liming is what I want to see. Love and harmony, rubbing shoulders all together. From Point to Charlottesville, from Toko to Signal Hill, all of we is one family. All of we is one family. Hey! All of we is one family.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My Tobago people, my Tobago. We go rock so, we got dip so, we got jam so, then we come together. We go wine so, push back so, we got jam so. Thank you so much. When we betting.